Good morning. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Hold on one second. I forgot to close my door. All right, let's get started. Did you believe in yourself? Baby, baby. Happy Saturday. I'm just getting organized here. Welcome. Come on in. My name is Miss Marie. You can call me Great Mama. And yes, I'm ready to give it to you straight. One more time. That, of course, in the spirit of love and I say spirit of gratitude. Welcome to the live. Where are my natural born leaders? This is what it's all about. But before we do that, step into that leadership role, whether it's in your family, right? Whether you're with a group of co-workers, taking the responsibility. Sometimes it comes with, you know, it comes with its pros and cons. But it's in the spirit of humility, gratitude, appreciation, being thankful for the things that we have, and moving forward. Even when we don't see a way, we make a way. Please believe in yourself. Have faith in all you do. Courage is all yours. Strength, you have it. Happy new moon. And that new moon, that new cycle that is upon us. This morning we welcome that new energy, and that took place, and it's still the energy is still young as we move forward with this new moon in Virgo. Uh, Listen, it's all about cultivating more vitality and strength in our daily routines, our well-being, our hygiene, our hair. So, what are you trying to bring in? Let's find out. I'm going to start with my activation cards. At any moment, you could change your vibration. You could set that frequency really, really high. If it's really, really low, right? You can make sure you raise this like a tune out, tune in, tune away, and turn it up to a new frequency. All right? So, and let's get into it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. If you're watching this live, you're meant to be part of this energy. So, I'm going to talk a little bit as I go, as I give the energy. So, let me start with, because then I'm gonna do all the cards right in front of you, full deck. But I just want to share a little bit of energy as I go with the children of this new moon. Okay, you love to try out new things, new trends, new places. All right. To others, it might seem like you're always overflowing with abundance and exciting new ideas to the point where it can be hard to keep up with your vitality and your enthusiasm. You have a childlike innocence, wonder, and curiosity, all right? Which most people lose as they mature. All of this means that you are extraordinary, creative, and the quite essential ideas person, and taking the leadership role is of importance to you, all right? Let's go ahead. From Aries, pioneering away, the first. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead. From Aries to Pisces, the activation. All right. Let's go one more. The new moon, that's the dark moon. Seems like this phase, you already know that. It's that it's weakened, but even through that new moon, it may still have a strong influence on the children born under the new moon. All right. So you already know it's about the sun and the moon in perfect balance with the earth. So you should feel balanced, you should feel full, you should feel good, exciting. And it's in Virgo, so it's all about meticulously organizing and just a lot of other things that I'm going to, as I go. So I got the cards ready, and then I'm going to tap into the tarot, but I'm going to not shuffle them, but I'm going to go ahead and spread the cards out so you can know there's a full deck here. I don't need no cards behind. Let's go ahead. Oops. With Aries, Aries discernment is needed, the 20. All right, so I'm going to read this over here because I can't really see it when I put it there. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Let's go ahead to Taurus, integration. The frequency of integration supports our into embrace or our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing that what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. It must be in the integration of these two balances. All right, the good and the bad, what we call the good and the bad, the positive and the negative, the light and the dark, just like what's happening and it took place this morning, how the earth, the sun, and the moon are in perfect balance. So should we to be in that balance. Hey, hi, nice buns. Hey, 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 hey. Wow, you really are excited. Very enthusiastic energy. I like that. Welcome, welcome to the live. If you have any question, life purpose, love, life, let's get it. Please don't forget to leave those thumbs up, show the algorithm so we could share the energy, become a portal of light, an instrument of love and peace, sharing that with others. It's important. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead with Gemini. Gemini consciousness. Gemini, the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality, meaning that we have to be willing to go deep. Forget about the surface level, the talk. That's good. Socializing, that's the social glue when you meet people. It's good to, see what's going on. Hey, how you doing? To the conversation. When you're willing to go deep, you discover there's so much more consciousness waiting. It's a vast consciousness waiting to be discovered. Okay? So be more conscientious. Or more conscious of it, that there's so much dimensions waiting to be discovered, basically. Okay? You got a sharp mind to do it. Use the tools of your mind. Remember, your mind, you have a sharp, incredible mind. So just stay focused on where you could be more consistent when it comes to being more conscious and aware, right? And with that being said, let's go ahead because I would love to get into this consciousness. So you got a 17, and the 17 for me when it comes to tarot, it is the star card, okay? And then we have 3, we have the 20. And so we're going to move into Cancer. Cancer, prosperity. The frequency of prosperity, especially Cancer, you right now, you have Venus in your house, and that's beautiful. And you also have exactly Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter doesn't bring you. It just don't let you. It give you the opportunity to grow. All right, not only spiritually to bring that nurturing love and how you could nurture your spirituality, but it also gives you the chance to create more of an abundance life. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, and heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundant and riches that the universe provides. Everything is sacred geometry, right? If you look at the earth, it's sacred geometry, right? It's geometric, all right? It's the circumferences. So basically, understanding your patterns, right, is important, and the patterns that you will create, and you cause those ripple effects to continue on. Leo, you have here the frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore and our health and wholeness by consciously choosing the information that comes to us through our senses, our sensuality, the way what we see, feel, taste, and touch, and harmonizing everything accordingly. Okay? So let's go ahead. If you have a question, come on in. If you're here, go ahead, put your question. Nice buns. So we got Gaia for Virgo. Virgo, you got Gaia, Mother Earth. Okay, welcome, Mother Earth. All right, the frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and the universe, to the universe that birthed us all. Okay, Virgo, so you got Gaia connecting with Earth. It's very important, especially in this new moon, new cycle, entering in your 6th house, okay? for more well-being, you know, to be more well-rounded in the matters when it comes to your, right, your fitness, your routines when it comes to that. Staying consistent in that, all right? Not to drop it, you know, if you get bored or you feel some kind of way, unless you're sick or anything that's different. All right, so this is what it brings you, the new opportunities. No, the energy there this whole month is going to be focusing on well-being, routine, and my work environment, the people that I want to serve. Either you want pet, you know, just pets overall, just to promote a well-being in your life, practicing, you know, Reiki healing, you know, anything that promotes your well-being, and engaging in spiritual practices as well. Okay, so it's about finding security as well in your routines, attention to detail. I don't want to bore you with the stuff. So here we go with Libra Earth. Libra, the frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal spiritual aspects of our true nature. Welcome to the live. Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, you have transition, of course. The frequency of transition supports, see that? Like the snake. That Pluto energy. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence to our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process. Not to, you don't have to surrender your will. Your will is about aligning, but you got to surrender the doubt, the fear, what scares you. You know, we got to surrender that energy, okay? Your control. Those are the things that you surrender, okay? So that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Let's go ahead with Sagittarius's track a tantric journey. Sagittarius, you got number 42, embodying this energy. 4, 2 is 6. How to find the balance through this journey. All right. The frequency of tantric journey helps us to unlock the hidden knowledge and the wisdom that we intrinsically hold about on how to reach a state of wholeness and completion through our sensual experiences with ourselves, and with another. All right. I think sometimes we get stuck with the sense of the other person and needing that we get lost in translation. We get stuck with that, the need and the want and the smell and the taste and the touch, because it feels so good. But when we find that into ourselves, when we put the focus back, and it's sometimes hard, of course. You know, we are of the earth, you know, and sometimes we go by instincts instead of, you know, listening to the intuition, because they both at constant odds. Your intuition versus your animal instincts. Like, I need this to survive kind of energy. All right. But anyway, it's like going center. The proton and the electron makes the, you know, you go to the neutron, and that spins, that creates a new frequency, a new vibration, learning how to operate from your own. All right. Instead of needing and wanting the other person. Because I know it sounds weird, but sometimes connection is great. But having that energy of the balance and the temperance energy, which that's what it is telling me. Right? Have to have that balance between these two polarities. All right? Within yourself, or even with another person. Because remember, we're energy. We constantly getting that energy. We taking it in. You know, the woman's the receiver. The woman's the negative that receives. The male pushes out, pushes that energy away. This is why it's co-creating between the two. Let's go ahead to Capricorn. Capricorn, you got alchemy, the 8th card. All right, the frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside, not outside, inside of us. All right, by finding the middle path, by finding your center, your heart, the flames of the heart. Anyway, one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. And Aquarius, you got belief, 11, and then 1 and 1 is 2, the connection with yourself and others, opening up to new experiences, or just finding the right soul. Not the right soulmate. We got, you could say, hundreds of soulmates. All right, and sometimes that's not but then you got the 11th house. This is your house. All right, your social life. All right, finding connections through socializing or networking, finding a new group of friends, not the ones that are draining your energy. But anyway, let's go ahead. The frequency of belief supports. Okay, because when you put believe in it, when you believe in yourself, now in others, you put that belief and then you lean into that faith. You create new things, especially new role networks. Okay, so networking, a brand bandwidth, expanding your consciousness, and then self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. All right, and Pisces, your crown chakra. Woo! Divinity. Okay, basically your crown chakra represents my knowing from inside, getting all this energy, and when it's up into your your subconscious, your conscious, right, it illuminates. Oh wow, this is powerful. So the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flowers, this is like the vesica Pisces. All right, with all life forth from from between the first single, or the chemical string theory. All right, which anyway, the vesica Pisces of life supports our spiritual connection to the universal and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Taking that negative energy into light, not pushing that negative energy, but integrating it, and from that you grow in wisdom. And that's the one form of illumination, enlightenment, so to speak. All right, but there you go. So you have the ability to do that when you quiet the mind, when you sit still and let those thoughts, right, to the silence of the thoughts, basically. And with that being said, welcome all, welcome. Let's go into the tarot. If you guys have any questions, come on in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am Miss Marie again, and this is Giving It To You Straight. One of the reasons is so you can learn how to use your voice to speak for the things that you want. I don't have time to play game. I'm going to speak straight up and forward, articulate myself, learn how to use new words, right? It's just all in changing in how you see things and the way you're going to be engaging with people now. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and spill the cards, and then I'm going to go ahead and give you the message and then continue just to let you know all cards on deck. All right. And with that being said, if you have any questions, come on in. If not, it'll be later on this evening. I'll be back live. Welcome. I just like to do this right up close and personal. Don't let the name intimidate you. All right? That's mostly for you than it is for me. That name is mostly for you than it is for me. All right? Okay. Every day we grow, we learn, we never stop growing, we never stop being curious about life, the meaning of life, what are we doing here, what's going on, what's taking so long. We don't have to worry. When we surrender that worry, right? Because we don't want to carry, the universe will say, oh, this is the pattern that you like. Well, it's going to keep creating that same pattern. How to change our vibration, our frequency. Okay, so through the sound. It is through your desires versus intentions. Okay, that is another thing. Understanding that the patterns that I'm creating, and how holding on to grudges or fear or being scared of the death of anything, because it's through the death that we become new. Okay, we have to let the death happen. We don't want the easy way out. We want the death to occur, and I know that. Once you understand why. Let's go ahead. Welcome. Come on in. Don't let the day get away from you. And don't let the name on this channel intimidate you. It is all about you. Straightforward approach in your life. But as you go, you change some things, and then you will have that straightforward approach. You won't hold back. You won't let fear put a hold on you. Or you're thinking you're not good enough, you're broken. All those things that people told you were, right? Dealing with the shadows. It's not about pushing it away. It's about integration, all right? It's about bringing those two energies together. Not saying, you know what, I don't need the negative. I don't want to see the negative. You got to see the negative. You don't see the negative, right? You turn that negative energy into light. This energy here, the fundamental building block of everything through creation, right? Let's go ahead. I'm gonna continue to talk about the new moon. Okay. Hopefully I get to read the whole thing. So I'm gonna go from Aries to Pisces again. Just a word, especially if you guys were born under a new moon. All right, a new moon, a new cycle, a new phase. This one takes first in the first house, in the second house, in the third house, in the fourth house, in the fifth house, in the sixth. So we go around to the virtual circle of life. So when I tell Aries, I will give Aries a card, and then I will talk to Aries. Aries, when you was born, if you was born under a new moon, so then if you got to look on your chart, right? Sometimes you might have been born on that new moon, depending on where the moon. Of course, the moon would be there at the beginning, but if it was in Leo, the sun, or Mercury, it would be different. It changes anyway. But at the end of the day, knowing when you're born under the new moon phase, you know, sometimes you want to go for the best thing. You give another chance because you're all about that new beginning, or sometimes you're all about the ending. Okay, so when you understand that, I didn't mean to end it with them, or there could be something else for me. Should I move towards that? Yeah, you just want to keep starting over and give it chance after chance after chance, and then that's how you get caught up in the loop. With that being said, let's go ahead. One more from Aries to Pisces in that order. Thank you, my beautiful ancestors. Bring them forth, pay the way for the others that are yet to come. When we bring ancestors in stage, miracles, things start to happen. Your soul remembers things. Here we go, one more. Like these leaves, the descendants. There's a whole vast communication waiting for you to tap into it. One more for, thank you, and thank you. All right. They are ready. Universal representing the moon. All right. A time to embody a new cycle. I'm going to continue to talk until I am done with the new moon for Virgo. So basically, that energy, you already know, it's an exact opposite of a full moon child, and you don't let that inner conflict bother you too much. You're very in tune with what you want, and what you want is that usually the next new shiny thing on the horizon. So maybe you have a hard time focusing because you get caught up with the next, I want the next best thing. So you got to be careful with that. Those are the pros and cons, okay? And so when we deal with that, we'd be like, wow, you know, I didn't know that I had this in me, and this is why I don't finish what I start and follow through, because I get caught up with the next best thing. So on top of that, you're always certain about what you want. You're someone with a strong personality and drive. You tend to be quick about taking action in order to turn your desires into reality. And that is exactly what we're going to go into here. So everybody has a different trait and a different different aspects, because then we're dealing with more of a, when it comes to spiritual, the unseen life force. All right, children of the new moon are also known for their boundless enthusiasm. It still remains a fact that you were born when the moon's energy is at its weakest. That means that while you were good at aggressively going after the things that you want, you tend to have trouble sustaining that energy. You usually have a strong burst of motivation, which I always see here, and then the energy, right? And then the energy at the beginning, you have all this enthusiasm, but then it fizzles out rather quickly, okay? And then you keep starting up new to creating new projects, but you never finish them because you keep getting distracted by the newer and shinier things, new ideas, and it comes to you, and you're like, I want to follow that. So this is when it said, be still. You got it. You ain't got to worry about it. You know, maybe you're doing something that you're not good at, and not that you're not good at that. It's going to take you longer when there's something that is meant for you, a path for you to go. All right, a purpose. We get caught up with trying to figure something out, and if after a year you be like, wow, this is not really for me. It's not that it's not. Maybe the timing is off. Maybe you did it already. You know what I mean? So we have to be conscious of that. So let's go ahead with Aries. Aries So here is the thing with Aries. So today you might be feeling a little bit like I don't want to be in the spotlight, or maybe you bring in light to others. All right, Aries. That doesn't mean that you have the new moon. I mean that when the new moon was in your house, we all gonna get. So I will use 12 decks here because not everybody's might carry this same energy. Okay, understanding the magic in you. This is about going deep within. This is about reflecting and not. Maybe today I don't want to be, my energy to be out. I could work better behind the scenes, Aries. This is what it's telling you. So when we were all born, we born in cloak in darkness, but when we go within, we find, ourselves and what we are good at. All right. Sometimes when we spend too much time in the spotlight, or right, we don't resonate with nothing. But it's until we go deep within, you push that light out, that it's, like, I don't want to be in the spotlight. Basically, it's a moment to reflect, to introspect, to meticulously organize, right? Or attention to detail, but it should go in from, it goes from in out. All right. And so, yeah, so that's what the energy is telling you, or this inviting you to do. If you're not doing it already, all right, something new is entering into your life. Now, what it's telling you, how are your approach is going to be now? What do you want to integrate? What you want to cultivate more of a daily routine? What intentions are you setting up? And so just try to find something, the things that resonate with you, whether it's small little sacrifices, or maybe making room, or maybe having a relationship with a Virgo here, or rather it's hard to understand. Maybe they go through moon changes, just to deal with all that. But turning that dark energy into light is what it's all about. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, I don't know how I. Okay, I think I could say here. Okay, I am back. Okay, so let's go ahead. So that was for you, Aries. I don't know how to comment on here. I think I'm gonna have to bring. I'm gonna have to bring my. I'm gonna have to use my computer because I want to comment, but I can't. All right. So if you come in here, so I'm not commenting. I'm not on my computer. I am on my phone, but you could come on in. Welcome to the live. Don't let the name intimidate you. Let's go ahead with Taurus. What is new moon? Okay, welcoming new love. Okay, or having an emotional connection here with your, could be so most being more sociable, being more open to receive love. If there was any grudges, right? because this is all about looking at the planets that I'm creating as well. Um, so if you have any negative cycles, turning them into light, seeing the true beauty in you and others, right? Maybe you want to get professional guidance here, okay? What you're focusing on to bring into this new cycle with the Ace of Cups, maybe allowing yourself to love, to be vulnerable, all right? That Ace of Cups is all about like a baptism, like when you get baptized. I don't know if you're getting baptized, somebody's getting baptized. There's something here about newness for you. You enter into this new phase where you're allowing, you know, things to flow like a duck, like water on a duck's back, where you're furiously paddling underneath here, like there's a calm, and the seeds represent the moon's energy. We are seeds. The light is the seed, and so just enter into that new phase. Taurus, for you as the earth sign that holds space for others, just being able to be, amicable, sociable, or getting more in the social scene. Remember, this ace is all new, one, all right? Maybe a connection to an Aries, because when I see aces, I see ones, then I see tens. All right, so depending on where you're at, whether you're already in a stable financial situation or this is just you making new, wait for something new to enter, or going after the things that you want, whether social or motherhood or just love, just an emotional connection overall. Just welcoming that energy. Remember, you have to welcome the energy. You got to speak. Like if you are shy or timid, for whatever reason, Taurus is about welcoming that energy and allowing that to flow, and everything will flow into ease. When you welcome, miracles happen. When you welcome and you welcome it, I deserve it. I deserve. Now is the time. This is a new cycle. It could be in health and fitness as well, doing energy work, exploring different healing modalities here, having that balance, that restoration, okay, working your heart chakra or your sacral, okay, because this water is also a connection to the moon, the rhythm of time that embodying this new cycle, okay, the dark side of nature herself, basically, okay, and that's what the moon represents. um and so, yeah, having a relationship between the light and the dark side, let them integrate. Anyway, this is the overall beautiful energy. This could be for some of you becoming a new mother in the month of September by the 20th or the 10th. This is something new that's going to happen for you guys. All right. And this is the anointing. This is the sublimation. This is feeling exalted. Remember, your ruler is Venus. She's not only about beauty and love, but she also gives you the gift of discernment. She exalts you, but she illuminates you. All right. And it's just all about your creativity, new energy to create something new, whether it's new roles, all right, connecting more with your divine, even if you're a male. Let's say you're a man and you don't want to embrace that part of you because you feel like, it's going to be too sensitive. No, just embrace that because you have it. You have the capacity to give, to hold. You represent Earth. Earth is about holding space for others. But while I'm holding space for others, right, I'm working on me, on my energy. I'm welcoming. And when you welcome that beautiful energy, the miracles start to happen. And so I'm just embracing that. Okay, so this is beautiful. All right, this is the time to go ahead and get into a new habits, new beginning, new opportunities. Okay, money, organizing, projects. Okay, soul searching, seclusion, that midnight magic, bringing all that energy in. Thank you for coming to the live. Okay, remember my desires versus my desires versus my intentions is two different worlds there, okay? Your desires are within you and you're not understanding when you're trying to be intentional, the universe picks up on the now. So we have to remember that every day is an affirmation. It's confirming, okay? You don't wait only on the new moon. You do this on a daily basis, okay? You set that frequency real hard. Remember, you casting spells. You create a new neural networks. A ripple effect must take place. Your words are powerful. Those are your thoughts. Those are your thoughts into action. So whatever actions you see in front of you, you're creating that. So being aware of that. Remember, it's all about the activation and the sacred geometry, because the earth, if we look at it, is sacred. It's a sacred geometrical shape, and we are patterns of that. Okay, and so anyway, let's go ahead with Gemini, of course, you get the Nine of Wands. This is a person that perseveres. Or at worst, this is a person that is defensive and avoids, I am not ready. Okay. I am hurt. I am wounded. All right. But I'm a survivor. I'm going to keep going because I know that challenges are part of life and that I meet those challenges. I head on, even if I'm wounded. I understand the energy in me. See, look, when we don't understand the energy in us, we get wounded. So we got to be careful with the energy. All right. So the Nine of Wands is I'm ready to go back to finish what I started. Whether this could be from opening an account and you left it unattended and you goes, now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna start saving money. All right, because like let's say if I'm with somebody and they're not good with money, but I am, right? When I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want to be able to know how our finances look because I have to save for unexpected, like a bill, could come in if you have a pet or a trip to the hospital or maybe something in your car, something is in your home if you have a home. All those things are unexpected, okay? And they will show up. And then when they do, you have the money to go ahead. But when it comes to love, you have unfinished business. And what I feel here, getting that Nine of Wands, this month here invites you because that is so this is three. That's half. This is your third house. You got the sixth house. This is where I find the balance between me and my partner. So I don't take much of the weight, much of the responsibility. Okay, because it's like somebody always needs something. Okay, so always expect the best when you get out. Always trust the spirit, right? Because this is the one, the warrior. This is the one that I get worried. I'm always ready for, like, let other people pick up the slack. You understand? You're so ready, you pre-empty, you're ready to empty out, and then you get left, holding a lot of the weight because you're always ready. So they're telling you here to let this month, this new cycle, as you enter this new cycle, this is where you set up more of a discipline and how you're going to set boundaries. All right, and your attitude towards the people and the people that you got to take care of. Okay, because maybe somebody throws something at you at the last minute. All right, this is not only about unfinished business. This is about me as a mother. I like to be prepared and organized, and I tell my son, do not throw stuff at me at the last minute. I don't like it. you know so I don't want to be, I want to get somebody prepared so I don't have to be in this energy always waiting to pick up after them. No, so this month is when you change these things up because it's all about the people that I'm, of course, this new moon in Virgo, it's all about the people that I'm responsible for. Okay, even professional at your job. Okay, a sense of duty and service to others. Okay, so even that, even your diet and fitness, like don't just continue. You persevere here because this is no matter what comes my way, I'm ready. All right. So you don't have to live in this, like, it's always good to plan. So it got its pros and cons. Do I plan or do I waste the money? Save and the same thing. Just save a little and spend a little. All right. So you don't always have to be like, oh, you know, even with living with somebody. All right. We always so empty to step up. Allow them to step up this month and then say no. Set small boundaries that fit your life. Let's go ahead with Cancer. Cancer, you have the Seven of Cups. So some of you might be a new moon, of course, if you was born Cancer, because this is saying that like the energy, I get so fascinated with having all these things, and I create this, your imagination. You have a really, really big imagination. And sometimes when we get caught up, looking into heaven or being patient, all right, because this card is saying two things. Be patient for the things that you want, right? Choose one right now. Not that you can't have these big, beautiful ideas, but to choose the one that's going to give you longevity. So here, something that keeps fleeting, all right? Because remember, clouds, they come in and out. They come in and out. They carry water, right? And when there's something that's promising, but you could have everything here, Oh, I gotta put it down because I don't like to hold. So anything. So you got love. You got here spirituality or something that's hidden from you. Something that you want to be revealed. Like you want to be sure that this. Like if you want to go towards this person, I'm gonna put a person or a spiritual practice or having an emotional connection. Right. You want to be certain of it. Now you have the snake. The snake, as we know it, it represents temptation, but it also represents healing. It also represents having the knowledge. All right, maybe you need to get some more credits into, a credit. Let's just say you're going back to school and you need some more credits and you're trying to acquire some knowledge, but you might not have the time that you need. How do I manage that time? This is when I could get things organized, right? Because it's all about the mind and the power that's in there. So you could pursue. So if you say, you know what, I gotta make. How do you fit more time? Because it's like you got a busy schedule, but so you don't become overwhelmed. Because that's just your new moon in you. I just talked about the new moon as we these people that wow, I get caught up with all these new exciting things and how to just focus on the one thing. Not that you can do multiple things. So now here we have a house, a castle. All right. This could represent two things. This could represent storms in your life, right? Because that's what cumulus clouds represent. The castle represents buying a home, all right, or jewelry and aesthetics, the things that make me feel pretty, matching jewelry. Probably have so much jewelry, how to arrange those, taking time for that. Just could be any little thing. It doesn't have to be nothing big. Just start somewhere. The Roman wreath represents wealth, honor, and the things beautifying myself. It's another form of my status, my in life, right? Maybe buying new things that are matching outfits. We're looking at elegance when we look at the Roman wreath. We look at the toga or the stola, and so that represents elegance. All right. And then we have the dragon, and that dragon for me represents something ancient, like a connection to something that is meaningful to me because it's on the cup. So the dragon, of course, is a mythological creature, right? But when we look at the dragon, it represents knowledge, it represents intelligence, all right? Because it's ancient, all right? And so maybe now a lot of knowledge here. How do I have time to go back to school? There's more credits. Maybe you have 7, or I'm not really too good with the credits in college and things like that. But anyway, these are the things that it represents as far as my knowledge. Okay, so but it's fleeting beauty. It's something that never stays fully. Like I'm locked out of heaven. Like I want to get into all these things. How do I do it? By slowing down the mind, and choosing one thing. So if you focus on school and get into that level of degree, because it's really, really high up here, right? How do I put or even my credit score? How do I put my credit score back up? All right. How do I build? If you could focus on that just for this month, just to get organized. Because remember, each month brings you a new energy. And it'll be profitable and you will succeed in it because the universe says so. God says so. God source. So who do you lean on in these times? To source, to the light, to the one. All right? And so this is basically what it's telling you. Each month, until you get everything, you're not going to have everything in one shot. But at least, even if you don't have the house because it's down here, right? Sometimes we need education. Sometimes we don't thrive until we get a connection with somebody else, right? But maybe that can seem far away. And then we can start putting all these other things. And so our perspective must change. All right, Cancer? I get carried away with the next best thing. I want it, so I don't want these things to flee from me. But because they are like clouds, they represent, clouds change. They change their form. It could be people promising you things, all right? And it's not going to last, okay? So this is why it's called its possibilities are endless and the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes we think the grass is greener on the other side. When it comes to relationships, it could be a person that left you because, or somebody left the relationship or whatever because they're always idolizing other people's relationship. Wow, they look so good. They have all these things. But there's something always missing. So this basically goes back down to having the balance here between the material and the spiritual world, right? Between the material, which is our physical, and the spiritual, our connection to the divine, right? So how we pull that energy, step into those, when we step into a different, when we set a frequency, we set a different vibration, we ping off, we send a signal. So when I'm walking about, I'll pull all these things. They'll come. They'll come little by little, but they surely come. All right. So let's go ahead. Thank you so much for Cancer. Now we're gonna move forward to Leo. Leo, when it comes to the night of, well, when it comes to the new moon's energy, the Knight of Swords invites you to move forward confidently. All right. This energy invites you to go after the things with strength and courage, because that's what the Knight of Swords represents. He has that energy. See, the Knight of Swords, he doesn't stop for anybody. Just be careful on the road. You might want to settle to the next best thing without ending something. So just be careful, because there's pros and cons to this energy. All right. The Knight of Swords, he's quick, right? He's sharp. He sees an opportunity and he goes for it. This could be anything from, let's say you live on a farm. There's a horse, all right? In another part of town, you want to go off and get that horse, right? Because it's a good price, and I want to go get it, all right? So make sure that you check out that horse or that car, because for me, this made a place for the car now, all right? So make sure that you check that car. If you're into buying cars, it could be anything technical, all right? And so then when you get there, remember that they are, consequences. A lot of times we just go, because I'm going to ask questions when I get there. So when you get there, make sure that you ask these questions. Is this car reliable? Is it good? It's too good to be true. All right. A lot of times when something is too good to be true, right? It's sometimes, it is too, wow, man, it is too good to be true. So make sure before you set out, just do a little bit more research. Okay. Don't be in a rush, even if it's in a relationship. Okay. But you got the energy. The energy's there. You do still got Mercury in your house. It hasn't left your house. So, of course, your sharp mind, your energy, moving forward confidently. And so a lot of 9 out of 10 times, this is what it shows up. All right? Unless it's somebody else, a situation or a place or something that you're dealing with. It could be somebody else coming in and taking care of things for you. As far as transportation or favors or just any little things like that. Okay, just in the regular, normal, mundane life here. So when you come in, you have a different perspective, and it's all about but then this will change your mind about some things. All right, let's go ahead with Virgo. Virgo, today is the 10 of Swords for you, and this is an invitation. Today, you might hear things, and they telling you not to worry. Today, you might drive yourself. Maybe not. Maybe you're releasing yourself. All right, because this pain, this is bringing you lessons and blessings. All right. Today, it could be the opposite way. 10 of Swords is an ending to a difficult situation. That's it. You did all you could, Virgo. So you might find yourself nitpicking, thinking about, because there's pros and cons to the energy, okay? Because this is deep in analyzing things, rigidity, going over, stress, fussing, all right? Over by pressure or stress. It could be in a relationship. It could just be you maybe trying to figure things out, okay? The moon enlightens you and it exposes, okay? It's still, the moon is young, but through that, it's going to you probably exhausted, or you probably sleeping, okay? Because this is all about unassuming and appreciating simplicity and doing my best, okay? Because when I'm out of the limelight, I could express myself. I could do things better, all right? So this is a guide to teach. It's in the willing to teach yourself something, okay? And straining out for details. So this is not such a backup, but don't overpick. If you got to send email, send them right away. Text is anything that has to do with your mental and practical fortitude. You have it. It is available to you, Virgo. So don't overthink, overanalyze. No, today's sharp. Boom, I'm ready to go. Send those emails. Just use the energy because it's available to you. Unless it's giving you the opposite. But if you were Virgo, if you was born under that, you might be like, I'm tired of the same old routine. I want to explore. I want to do something. You could do it. All right? Because this is limiting my identity. All right? So you understand this card. Oh, somebody backstab me and betray. I feel betrayed. I feel tired. You might feel run down. This is what happens when we people a lot. Okay? So today, take that time for you, or you might find yourself entering into a new phase where you are done with a lot of socializing, or even ending friendships or the relationships that drain your energy. You got to understand that you are a mutable, flexible kind of energy. You need flexibility. When you don't have flexibility, Virgo, this is what happens. We become, tired. Let's say we fall into this pit. So you remember that, keep everything flexible. Remember, this is your energy. It's all about adapting to your environment. Okay. And if you stay within the same environment, the same confines, the same, if you, let's say, because you guys like to be in the room, all right, because your energy is all about being meticulous and organized, all right. You possess that incredible gift, exceptional and attention to detail, and a strong desire to bring order and structure to your environment. This could probably, it's the time to do it. All right. So this is where you decide, what things I'm going to cultivate more, vitality, my daily routine, and how I'm going to move forward with the things, my beliefs, the habits that are no longer serving you in your spiritual growth. All right. How can you release anything here that is binding you, holding you? It could be a bad habit, anything. This is the opportunity. All right. And when you start planning and setting those intentions, and then when you don't even got to wait for the full moon. All right. Spiritual work and touching on spirit should be an everyday affirmation. Every day expect the best. Don't forget about the negative thoughts. They're gonna run through your mind, through their mind, through whoever's mind. But it's what you believe. If you believe, right, that you could achieve, even if you don't see it, worst case, oh, I don't see how it's gonna happen. But by you believing it, you're making it real. Okay, so remember, be careful what you feed into and where your energy goes on a daily basis. All right, let's go ahead with Libra. Libra, the Six of Swords. All right. So today, balance again. Your energy is all about having the balance. I'm trying to have a more balanced life. So the Six of Swords, whether it's financial, whether it's in a relationship, today you enter into a new phase. It's all about we are entering in it. We're not aware of it, but the moon takes us to these cycles. So then we have the opportunity to go ahead and get organized. Whether you're trying to organize, so you don't fall back into the hardship, because I'm moving away from hardship, period, from the trouble. All right. Now everything over there looks beautiful. You don't want to, go from there and get right back from the trouble, because the waters represent, right, the healing, but they also represent flow. So you could keep that flow going. All right. So setting those intentions. All about, for me, it's all about setting intentions, affirmations. Don't become overwhelmed. Easy, little steps, micro movements, micro changes, paradigm shifts, changes of beliefs. I'm gonna change this. I gotta change that. Taking journaling, paying attention to what you're doing, cleansing, shadow work. Shadow work requires integration. Once you know the things that I don't like about myself, I don't push that away. I integrate it. I use both because they're both part of me, the light and the dark. Okay? So anyway, wherever you find yourself not having a balance, but this looks good. All right? Whether you want to take a trip, okay? Take that trip if you have the money. All right? The money flow looks good. So here, move forward confidently, knowing that you did it. Yeah, give yourself a hand. Yes, I finally did it. Everything is organized. Again, you are all air. Air moves confidently. It's tame, and it collects and organizes. It's basically, like they say, observe as you go on your journey, as you go on your trip, as you move forward. Keep observing. Don't absorb. All right. Remember, your thoughts are your actions. All right. So your action is moving forward through this new cycle from the dark side of nature herself. And so as the moon wanes, we release any fatigue, any energy. So now that it's at its new, then it goes back into the waxing crescent, and then we get more. We continue, organize. And then before you know, next month come, you'll be like, wow, I did all this. I saved $200, whatever it is. $50. It doesn't really matter as long as you do it. All right? You don't have to deny yourself anything. It's not sacrifice. You want to live mindfully as you move forward. But it's all about cultivating my daily routines, how I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to save this money, because that's what a Virgo represents, okay? As I'm saving, right, I'm saving the money, but at the same time I'm soul searching, but I'm spending. I like to live good. You know what I mean? So bringing things to an end. Like this goes halfway. How I'm going to move forward and bring everything to fruition. All right? Even when I don't see a way. But it's going to happen, so don't be scared. Let's go ahead to... Oh, okay. Scorpio. Scorpio, you got the... So, Scorpio, this energy tells me that the page of wands, you should be highly motivated, of course. Moon, water is your connection. All right, maybe today you might find yourself... This is all about spreading the news, spreading good vibes, exploring new options, see what's available, just anything that connects to your true nature. This could be you out in nature. The page of one says to me that a lot of people that were born very enthusiastic. I want to take the lead, all right, because I have this talent. I like everything new. Like I like to see the bigger picture of things and people. I'm not just for myself. I like to be out exploring the world and other people. So good for you, especially people that are born with the new moon energy. Always certain about what I want. Since you're someone with some strong personality, right, and drive, you tend to be quick about taking action in order to turn your desires, right? But just make sure that you follow through. Any desires that you have versus your intentions is different. You either decide to be a singer, to start some music, right? To act, to model, right? Continue on this path. This is just you getting organized. First, you get organized and you have it available to you in the sixth house. All right? The balance in between promoting your overall well-being, even exercising, a new exercise routine that you could take with you for the rest of the year. A lot of times we start, but we don't have the energy. We all do that. We feel really, really good at first, and then once it comes like a month, I'm gonna drop it because we don't give ourselves time. The wine and moon says to you, hey, relax, take some time off, okay? Things get dull, release, okay? Let go. You show the universe a new vibration, it will show you miracles. So we gotta trust it, okay? Um, let's go forward with Sagittarius now. Sagittarius is 7. Maybe everything's going well, all right? This is the energy here is about how I'm gonna cultivate and how I could see things through fruition. Because according to this bushel group, the bushel. I'm sorry, I am Hispanic and I have a strong accent. So there's money there, right? Are you waiting for your fruits to come in to reaping the rewards? What is going on? Because according to this, right, either you're planning, everything's going well, you're not really worrying about the big things that you want to do. It's just in the being in the moment right now. You taking life the way it comes. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm going to continue to move forward. You're patient, you're waiting, all right? There's karmic lessons. You have learned lessons through hard work. All right, now you persevere here. This continued effort to do it till you see it. All right? Because this is a form of waiting to something to grow, but it's there. But sometimes when we prune and get rid of the things, right? Because sometimes things get stagnant, we start seeing the beauty and the value. All right? So I'm going to leave it there for you. So this is a time and opportunity, all right, to move forward. And if everything's going well with the Seven of Pentacles, I'm financially planning. I'm making better decisions. I'm seeing what's working for me and what I'm investing my energy in, right? And so this gives you a time for you to really reflect, right? And say, you know what? Maybe if I stop doing this or I start going out, says you have money. The money's coming in at the end of the day, all right? So use what you have, or even your talents. Use what you have, and it's gonna keep going because this continues in your life. This is not gonna leave you. I mean, eventually you want to get to where you could go on vacation if that's the case. So if you want to save more money, right? So maybe you hear building, you want to build for generations. It's not just about that now. So your concentration, like, you know what? I want to set a big trust or legacy. So I'm going to continue because when I go on vacation, right? Like you don't want to go if you have a regular job, not a profession, which is different. And I don't want to be able to come back to work. I want to come back when I want to. I don't want to be, so that could be a possibility right there. All right. And so, yeah. So the money keeps rolling in. Okay. All right. Let's go to Capricorn, not Aquarius. Capricorn, so the Knight of Pentacles for you is, of course, responsibility. All right, taking a pragmatic approach, because I'm all about executing my plan meticulously. Of course, like your fellow Earth sign Virgo. All right, but your energy is different, even though it's the same. Because I'm planning. All right, I got a strong desire to bring order and structure not only to the environment, to myself, to others. All right, and so budgeting is a big concern here. Capricorn, not rushing into things. But then, so this guys, everything has pros and cons. Everything has a positive and a negative. All right, when we take both of them and we bring both. So let's just say this Knight of Pentacles, he's more focused on the now. You got to focus on the end goal, because if you too much focus on now, right? Well, it's effective now. You're not gonna look forward to the end goal, to seeing the how far, like focus on how far you come now, and then how far more and how beautiful it is. It's like have a bigger imagination, because he doesn't deal with ideas, right? He doesn't deal with ideas. He doesn't see the dream. All right. He's all about now, being productive now. This is what works for me now. And sometimes that might leave you in a rut, feeling stuck with your own energy. So how can I move the energy now? How can I organize another? Because remember, this is all about Virgo's energy in the sixth house, which is a different approach to the way you're used to doing things. All right. I don't know if you, I mean, if you organize or plan a little bit better or be more meticulous, taking a really critical eye to things, you might be like, okay, this works. Let me put together. I know how to read, write. I could study anything or anything in technology, anything in business, anything like that. You might miss something, more something that needs to be more scrutinized, if that's the right word. All right, so you might want to decide to change your routine, the way you used to doing stuff. All right, because these two earth signs are totally different. You know, your focus on the 10. Your focus is on well, we all are basically focus on leaving a legacy, right? But who's helping you with that responsibility? All right, can you bring more effort? I mean, not more effort. Somebody with that they value the same things that you value. All right. So that's what I'm seeing here for you, Capricorn. Changing your approach here. All right, because his approach, his angle is to use all his resources, what he has now, but I don't think he sees, because like I don't think you see any other way. But there's other solutions, networking. All right. So when you embody this cycle here that's happening, like it's upon us now. So if you don't believe in setting intentions, all right, there's habits that no longer serve you. Okay, how can you release them? Because that's what it looks like to me as far as this concerned. All right. So that is all that I have for you. When I see this, right? Yeah, we all want a person that's dependable, that's hardworking like us, but sometimes that's not the case. All right. We all love the Knight of Pentacles because we can depend on the Knight of Pentacles. He's reliable, he's hardworking, he's skilled, right? But a lot of times it doesn't give you a lot of room to do other things. You understand what I'm saying? So by you moving in faith and believing more that's out there, that you can't see it, but I want you to look at it and see it. If you network, that means if you bring people to your visions, right? It will make things easy. It will clear a different path for you than the one you have now. Okay? But a lot of times it takes a little more organizing, all right? And pay attention to the details. Even the things that you don't understand. Oh, I don't understand all this mundane stuff, right? Because this is you're all about order and structure. But your energy is different, all right? Because your end goal is to reach the top of that mountain like the goat. But that might not be, you don't have to go and wait till you on top of that mountain. You could you could make a different turn here and you still be as successful. Like you don't have to work so hard. Like if you get other people involved, it's okay, because what is yours, nobody's gonna steal it. If you bring people to your vision, it's like work smarter, not harder. Okay? Or even if you got a job that you feel like, man, I gotta be here all day and I gotta take care of all these things, that is not leaving me money, or time to do anything, right? Because if you solely focus on the money, right, then it's gonna put a hole, it's gonna put a lock, it's gonna lock you down. All right? Because if you feel like this is the only place or wherever you work, or the people that you're around, that's not true. All right? The money, the value is not in the money. The value is in you. So when we start seeing ourselves as valuable, man, I got other talents and skills. Absolutely. All right? But everybody knows, everybody's in their own path. And they'll eventually get there, okay? Because remember, all these kings and knights, they all came out of exile. So now they must find a way, all right, to move forward, all right? Excuse me. So let's go ahead with Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius. When I show for these cards, my goodness. Aquarius. So this card is telling you this is organizing for success, but you're gonna have to believe a little bit more in yourself. You're gonna wanna not step up. Don't let people allow other people in your job or in your home to step up. Okay? See, the star is not only about healing, it's about alignment. Or you're gonna have to have a little more, like your faith is good, but we can't just live on hope. All right? So it's like telling me so many things. But anyway, the one that I want to go with here, because that's the one prominent. Like, let other people step up. Let your friends, because this talk, and then you got the 11. The 11 here, I already forgot what it was about. But if you go back to the video, you compare this energy to what is happening now. And then that we have this in the 6th house, this new opportunity, right? It's all about opportunity and new beginnings, all right? Beauty, health, money, or rejuvenating, new projects. Maybe you don't have the time to rejuvenate, or you might be soul searching or being more in seclusion when it comes to you, because there's a decision here that you want to make as well. All right. So what I'm trying to say, because if like you don't like the spotlight, you work better when you're out of the spotlight. But this is going to require you, whatever this here, all right, to go into the spotlight. Because there's some talent here that you haven't, whether it's Reiki, healing, energy work, exploring energy of healing. So you could have that balance to restore your energy, okay? Maybe chakra healing work, anything to promote and engage in a spiritual practice. You want to, and whatever your spiritual beliefs are, all right? Because it's going two different. It's telling me don't pick up. Let them go ahead and do it. Because if you're the person that always the one somebody depends on, not to do it because you're missing some part of you that you want, something that you want to do. All right? So, anyway, you can go back to the beginning and you'll see it for yourself. Let's go ahead to Pisces. Pisces, in the center, we have the elements, right? And Pisces is a person that you could connect with all elements. And what is it saying? No matter where you find yourself at the wheel of fortune, right? Whether you're at the bottom making your way back up or whether you're at the top, remember the wheel is always at fate. So the wheel always, because we have fate is what we're given. I want to lean back so bad. But destiny is what we do with it. According to what? Are you going along with what fate has in store for you? Because listen, when the wheels turn, you're ready to come in with some money. There's abundance coming in. When you didn't see a way, and I know you probably hear that in other channels, okay? Whether you enter in a I'm gonna give you the mundane. I'm gonna give you the earth. Whether you buy a lottery, a scratch, those are the things that we do. You could go ahead. You have the permission because it'll be profitable. Sometimes it's not, because then that's a shortcut. And the universe, God and his almighty presence, right? The way he explained things to us and we sometimes don't get it. He said, if you take that shortcut, you're going to miss out something new, something magnificent. So it's to the unpredictability and the scary and the yumminess of not knowing, right? Because, man, when God moves, he moves. We have the ability to move mountains. Tell that mountain, when I connect through all these elements, my fire, my water, my earth, I said to that mountain, you move, and that mountain will move. So God will move mountains. So everything, there's so much hidden things here, Pisces, that you don't understand how the universe just creates this new path and ways for you. There's so many ways that you can work. There's so much talent here. So not even that, no matter where you find yourself, to the east, to the west, to the south, You move here, it's gonna blessings are gonna be here. You move that way, it's gonna be blessings gonna be there. You move to the up, you move down, you move around. Your blessings are gonna be there. They're gonna keep showing up because of the good work you did. Now, dependent here. Now we go to the if you worry, if you haven't surrendered your worry, your control, trying to control how things are gonna go, always trying to be, oh man, I gotta know, I gotta know. No, you're gonna mess up the blessing. You're gonna mess it up. So let this happen. Allow it. This is this pain or whatever you're going through. This moment that you think, oh my God, and we become more dramatic than anything when the uncertainty, because it's gonna happen, the unexpected. This is opening doors. This door of pain, this pain is opening doors to new. This is all about new beginnings. When you step into the cycle, when this new cycle, this is all about organizing, so I can have more time to do the things that I want. All right, and then you had the sixth, you had the 12th house, which is opposite of Virgo. So this even gives you more advantage because now you're connecting with another part of you, right? When you connect to another, oh man, that's another half of me. So I'm not complete. That's why I always feel like there's something's missing. Man, this is powerful. So we got Yahed, Vahed here, right? Those Hebrew letters that represent the Jehovah, the God, our body, our connection to the divine. So it's all in the elements. You left things in the elements, and you could heal through those elements. Is what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, listen, exciting, unpredictable, just the way you like it. The challenges are gonna be there. The rewards are gonna be amazing. So enjoy this time, and because I'm going with the flow, right? I'm gonna go with the flow. I'm gonna just see what the universe has for me. But remember, even though you're going with the flow, what you miss is setting intention, setting that frequency real high. Meaning that you speak. I'm speaking it. I'm affirming it. Yes, I want more blessings. Yes. Because if you keep creating the same patterns, you telling the universe, I like it. So you have to change your tuning, you have to change your frequency as this wheel's turning. So when the time called ching 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 ching, whether it's money, career, health, a new person, the one that you want, not the one that you've been around. No, you gotta change that up. You understand? So the universe works in mysterious, God works in mysterious ways. So when you step into that energy, you don't chase behind it. No, you don't worry about it. And I know it's scary. I know it's scary. Okay, so that is all the energy for today. Use this new moon in Virgo. Find security and routine. Continue to work, straighten out any areas that you want to more joy, right? More, how do you be more useful? When people need you, your willingness to help, but don't forget to set boundaries. So how you could guide others and teach others how to be more attention to or micromanage. Just all those things that need your eye. It's a critical eye that you must have. And then you guys have this new opportunity, your day to day, your job, your profession, or your sense of duty. Like I said, your service to others, your fitness, your well-being, your routine. How to establish more, to maintain them, not only but just keep them going for the rest of even for 4 months, And then once you know what it brings you be like, oh, okay, this is how it works. Yeah, okay? So don't be scared to go for the things that you want. Remember, the new moons bring new opportunities. At the beginning, you're going to feel like either I'm going to keep going, I want this new beginning, or nah. It's like, let's say you left somebody, and you might be like, oh, should I leave them behind, or should I give them a chance? I want a new beginning with them. So that's going to feel something like that. So if you always giving chances, that's why, because when every new moon is going to tell you, oh, go ahead, give them a new beginning. This is a new beginning. But if you already know it's over, you got into the 10th, all right? So you got a 2 when I'm surprised the high priestess didn't come out. When you get to the energy, then you be like, okay, the relationship took its course. Now do I remain? What do I do now with my time? You organize for the next steps. You get proactive. You set a new frequency, meaning that you speak, you affirm, you go after the things that you want, you take your time, both. You do a little bit of both. You're finding that balance in both. And then you become centered, you become one. You say, man, I feel good here, and you feel it. You feel full. You feel good. You don't be overwhelmed with stress, anxiety. What should I do next? Right? Who should I call? Right? There's always going to be, listen, when you call on the universe, when you call on God, right? Our universal God, when you put all your, there is newness. He gives you the opportunity. He gives you the creativity, the mind. He gives you the opportunity to manifest your dreams, to develop new skills, to go after what you, the things that you want, because there's growth. There are seeds there that are already sown. All right? You don't get to start it by yourself. It just doesn't happen. The person that calls themselves self-made, we are the cell. We are these leaves, the ascendant. All right? They have paved the way for us. The self-made person is called a cancer. A cancer, not the cancer sign. Cancer, that it grows by itself. All right? Nothing, if you, it doesn't grow by itself. We grow together, stronger, for unity, for the common good, to help those that have come, that yet to come. Pave the way for the ones that already paved the way for us. All right? This is how this thing works. It's all about relativity. It's all about connectivity. It's all about reaching up to the sky while remaining firm on our 2 feet. It's about putting the good work in. It's about alignment. It's about discernment. It's about so many other things. But this new moon, give this new moon a chance. Okay? Remember that the moon is a cosmic battery for spells. Use that wisely. When you're doing ritual, bath rituals, or your moon water, charging your crystals, your cards. I always do them on the sun. Disperse all the energy. I just don't want you to think that I come up here and my cards are not clean. That I need to have all this later with fumes and stuff. There's certain rituals for certain times. I don't want you walking around with that notion. Don't expect that when you come here. Maybe every once in a while have a candle lit. Maybe every once in a while. Okay. Don't believe slowly. Don't believe everything you see or you hear. Make sure you fact check everything, right? You don't want to be overwhelmed back to back to back, but just make sure, okay, when something requires you to go deep, go deep, go do the search. All right? Unplug, just go within, and then once you go within, all right, it's a quick 10 minutes. It don't got to be nothing elaborate. Just make sure that you're conscious of that you're mindful of that. All right? That, oh, maybe this has to do with somebody. It had nothing to do with me. And sometimes you're looking, oh, is it me? Or did somebody did something to you? No. Are people? Yeah. Are there bad people that are doing things and giving light to this different energies, whether we call the dark energy, the dark matter, whatever energy we call it, to the negative, to the demon, to the devil. There are people doing so many things. But if we don't believe it, we don't put no mind to it, then it doesn't affect us. But we have the right to use our words to defend ourselves. We speak those words. We block things. Okay? We cleanse, especially over this new moon. We clean and manifest. Bring that new energy in, those new opportunities. You don't go chase behind the energy. Once you set a manifestation, once you set that intention, you don't run behind it. You step into the opportunity. Okay? So, shadow works require and karma. Karma cleansing. I'm going to talk about that next when I come into this live. For all the ones that came in, especially Nice Buns, thank you for being here. And for the ones that are coming in to watch, okay, don't forget, this is the opportunity for you to connect with me while I'm here live. Until I set up something different where you can see me face to face privately, okay? Those will be available soon. I'm getting a lot of things. I'm using this time to organize things. I also take this energy for myself and the opportunity to work on my unique energy, my magic, because it's light, it's information. It's to bring you the best version of myself. So self-care is very important. Time for you to, go socialize, being open to other experiences, explore other things. There are all the beautiful things, magnificent things that are waiting. Okay, so just make sure you take that time before you show up for anybody. Make sure you taking care of you. That should be your number one priority. After that, you could take care of everybody else. Your batteries are not low. You're not feeling whacked, out of balance, concerned with, because our main thing is, oh, I want to be concerned. We so used to being into this adrenaline, this like this worry, and we do that. We build that up, and when you build that up, it explodes. And that's physics for you. All right, so we don't want to walk around not knowing, any situations. So there's unexpected developments each and every day. We just got to be mindful, be grateful, stay humble, work hard, and God, source, spirit, right at the center. And I promise you that things are going to just turn out beautiful. All right. Let's change our focus. Let's raise our vibration. Let's tune out. Let's get a different frequency going, especially with this new moon in Virgo. Find your security in routine is what's important here. And pay attention to the details, the work that you do. Remember that every action you take has an equal reaction. So nothing that you do here is, you know what I mean? Like it has other qualities, other aspects, to just keep it short and simple. With that being said, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the likes. And I'll see you guys this afternoon, this evening. I'm coming back for more. And God bless you guys. All my love. And I'm always going to give it to you straight. Come on, God. This is for you. One more time. Bye-bye.